we are going to talk about an important topic right now. Should you go to marriage counseling? So you're in the get her back scenario. Should you go to marriage counseling? Well, the short answer is it depends. Let's walk through a couple different scenarios and talk about what are the options as it relates to marriage counseling. So there's a couple different ways that we can look at this. We can look at this through the lens of, well, who's initiating the marriage counseling? So let's talk about if your wife is initiating the marriage counseling, should you go? 100% yes. 100% yes. If your wife is inviting you to marriage counseling and she wants to go to marriage counseling to work on the relationship, you should absolutely take her up on that offer. Do not stiff arm her on that offer. You got to say yes to that. Now, what if you want to go to marriage counseling and your wife doesn't want to go to marriage counseling? What you should do about that is refer to the other video when we talked about not pestering her. If she's not ready to go to marriage counseling, we don't want to go to marriage counseling. And we don't want to keep pushing her into a process that she's not comfortable for and not comfortable with and not ready for. But I also want to spend some time talking about marriage counseling in general and working with different marriage counselors or licensed therapists. I want to talk about the pros and the cons of that big picture.
Us being former marriage counselors for decades, really, here's what we've learned, and our colleagues say the same thing, is it's not marriage counseling, it's divorce counseling. Because marriage counseling and the modalities and theories around marriage counseling is not working in marriages. And the reality of it is they're out of date because marriages have evolved with all these different symptoms that we have not seen before, from social media, emotional affairs, all these different things that we haven't seen. The science hasn't caught up to the marriage counseling. And so big part of why we do coaching is because marriage counseling, you're in this realm where we actually are stuck when it comes to certain approaches that have to align with the board. And so your marriage therapist has to align with the board. When you start seeing coaches like what we do, why we decided to branch away was we want to work with couples in ways that we know works and that we know the approach is going to be something that's going to be fruitful at the end, but we just couldn't do it in an actual marriage counseling setting. And so marriage counseling becomes a thing where a lot of people just recycle the pain and go nowhere. There's potentially that you're here and you guys are probably on second, third, or fourth marriage counselor. We've seen it. They said, I've seen every counselor in the world. Our best friend, our pastor, gives this great referral and it's going nowhere. And you're feeling either ganged up on, you're feeling as if they're pro-divorce, they want your spouse to leave, or maybe the fact is the advice they're giving you goes kind of against your values and morals. They're not really hearing you. All this we've heard multiple times. And so you're spinning your wheels, spending your money, and you're realizing we're just recycling the pain over and over again. We're not getting anywhere. It's not solution focused. Marriage therapy is not solution focused. We know this. I know this. We're professors. We've taught at universities. We've taught these modalities. And that's how we know about it, because we're in the inside realizing how can we as marriage counselors go into therapy without this knowledge of this isn't going to work. We know it. And this is why we're doing this, what we're doing right now.